Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and I've got a little bit of a cold here, so you can see by my throat I'm not 100%. But I got sent yesterday a package by my good friend Dave Ramsden. Now, I've got a few packages of Dave to unbox. Well, I've unboxed them, but to show on here. I've also got another great unboxing from Matt Chapman. So those will be coming up. I do know what one of the items is in here. Dave got in touch with me and says, "Would you like one of these?" And I went, "Would I not?" So apart from that, I don't know what Matt has sent me this time, but it's a huge box. So nurse scalpel, thank you. Well, there's another one that's coming up that I did a sort of live unboxing because the box was actually, well, pretty much kicked all over the place. So I opened that live, kind of, to see if there was any damage to the stuff inside. Was there? Well, you'll have to see that video to find out. So David's put this bubble wrap that's famous for Arrow, only putting the bubble wrap in mine. Well, so first up, David sent me another load of these fantastic protectors. These are absolutely amazing. I know I keep saying I am going to show you the ones that I've put these on, but these are incredible. They're so good. And I've got another stack of ones that I'm going to put into this. By the end of this, I'll have my whole collection in this, but I really appreciate Dave sending these to me. Absolutely brilliant. If you're ever thinking about getting any to protect your steelbooks, especially, but even like special editions, I've got some good special editions in here. These are just amazing. They're just they're so good. I can't recommend them highly enough. So thanks once again for that, Dave. And next up, I can see there is some slip covers. Brilliant. I'm not trying to look at any of those because I like to get a surprise with them. This is some more slip covers. Yes. Wow. And at the bottom of here is, look at this stuff here. Actually, that's not a slip cover, that's something in there. I'll get to that in a minute. And there's another thing right at the bottom, which is the thing I think that I knew about. I'll put that over there. There you go. So it doesn't take much to put some good packaging into a set to make sure that everything gets to us the way it should do. And also, it's nice to think that Parcel Force, whoever delivered this, didn't have a game of football with it on the way to sending it to me. So, the first one I'll get into is this one, which is very well wrapped. Now, actually, Dave did tell me about this release. He has sent me over a Blu-ray copy of The Shape of Water. This has been a movie that's been really intriguing me for a long time. I did have it copied on my planner on Sky Movies, but for some reason it was taken off. Probably the devs, although I'm not saying anything, but it was it. This looks like a US release, actually. Yeah, it's definitely a US release. It'll be the slimmer case. Lovely slipcover here. Now, I'm pretty sure that Dave and Jill, I can't not forget Jill, they keep a collection, they keep all their collection in these protectors, so you know that anything that Dave would send you would be impeccable in quality. So, yeah, absolutely brilliant. What I'll do is, at the end of this video, like I do in all of them, I'll come back and anything that I've got in the way of the slip covers that will go over the stuff that I've got on the shelves, I'll show you what they are. And also the ones that, the other one, the things that you sent us, I'll tell you what I think of the quality. I like the thought of this fish man or man from Atlantis. Anyone remember him? Wow. When he was swimming around and people were told not to swim like him because there was loads of people nearly drowning. So yes, The Shape of Water. Brilliant. Now, the other thing that Dave said to me, would I like a copy of this? And I couldn't believe it when he said it. I said, 1,000,000%. The movie that David said that he could get for me, and would I like a copy of it, because he's got two, is very well wrapped. I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to put it on the screen. I don't want to say it's probably going to be upside down. It is. Look at that. X. Oh, oh, X 4K. Oh, even the spine. I mean, that's all you need to know about this movie. People will go past it and think, what on earth is that? And you say, it's X. This is the 4K Steelbook. Now, as everybody knows and everybody talks about in the UK, for some reason, A24 just seem to drag their feet when it comes to the UK, and I keep saying it, but everything you expect from A24 just comes out the most really cheap quality. It's quite baffling in a way because these movies are big hits or cult follow have a cult following. So why on earth does A24 do that? That's a little rant for you. But this is a lovely steelbook. And I'm so excited to see this movie in 4K. I was going to watch this and Pearl the other day, and just for some reason I didn't. So I'm so glad I didn't because I can kind of watch this in 4K anyway. And it's a great film. I don't need to tell you how much I love it. But I'll come back and I'll tell you what I think of the picture quality compared to the Blu-ray. So that's X. So let's check out the slips again. Look at this. Amazing. Doesn't have to do it, but he does do it. So first up is nice bit of embossing there. Child 44. I remember seeing this. There's another movie. It's got a 44 in it or something like that. And this one is quite intriguing just because of the cast. I mean, look at that. Couldn't ask for a better cast there, could you? I think the devs would like this one. She does like movies, good movies about Second World War. Well, we both do. Yeah, that'll be good. I'll put that in the old CX pile. You know, I got a CX pile and possible upgrades and stuff like that. So, or stuff for my son. So next up is ah, Michael Fassbender. Nice. Centurion. From the director of Dog Soldiers and The Descent. And it'd be great to see another movie from Neil Marshall. So that's Centurion. Well, didn't know anything about that one. Next up is The Bye Bye Man. Don't say it. This looks like a little bit like a Candyman type movie. I think I've heard of the title. Lovely slip on this. Yeah, a definite CX pickup. Sometimes these newer horror films that pass you by turn out to be a good watch. So that's The Bye Bye Man. Great title. Next up is, ooh, actually, now Apollo 13 is a one that I've been wanting to get on 4K for a long time, but it doesn't have a slip. It's never had a slip. Well, guess what? It has now. And that's what put me off getting it. I've been told by John Clancy, link down below to his channel, Movie Collector, to get to see this movie because reckons it's absolutely brilliant. And of course, it had Tom Hanks in it, which put me off for quite a while. But I'm a fan of Tom Hanks again, so this means I can now go for the 4K because, as you know, especially on me 4Ks, I like to keep all the slips on. So that's Apollo 13, brilliant. I'm going to put that to one side there. That's a possible 4K upgrade. Next up is Black Swan. Now, I've got this slip, and I know for a fact the slip is adequate, but not brilliant. So, guess what's happening to this one? I'll put that on. This is a great movie. Not a lot happens in it, but I like what does happen in it, if that makes sense. I think it's one of those ones that's like a real slow burner. Darren Aronofsky, yes, who did The Wrestler, I'm led to believe. Well, I got The Wrestler, great film. So yes, that'll go at the top of that one. That's a lovely slip, that one. So that's a definite upgrade, that one. Black Swan. Next up is Boys in the Hood. I remember when this came out, I was a big fan of NWA. And also you've got Ice Cube there. Yeah, Ice Cube, what a name. Real name, of course. And yeah, it was one of these ones, all these movies come around about the early 90s, 92 sort of thing. And they were really watchable, actually. And you see this one quite cheap now, so I'll be definitely picking that up at CX. That's Boys in the Hood. The ones that came out of this time period, these sort of sort of like a rap sort of thing. I know it's not a rap thing. They were quite good actually. Next up is oh, look at that. The box trolls lenticular. That is deep. Wow. That is an amazing lenticular. Absolutely. I hope it comes out well on here. Now, as I said on the previous videos, me and the devs love stuff like this. Animated. It looks like it might be stop motion, which is even better actually. They just look like yes, from the makers of Coraline and Paranorman. Paranorman is one of the best movies you'll see for stop motion like animation ever. Coralina's great as well. I really want to get them on 4K because they look great on Blu-ray, never mind the 4K. But yeah, so yeah, we will definitely watch that because anything that's got to do with that company is like a must watch. This slipcover is unreal. When you're touching it, you think you're going into the actual picture. Brilliant. Box trolls. Definite CEX pickup. Well, as soon as I see it, I'll pick it up. Next up is Bumblebee. Is that John Cena by the looks of it? Yes, it is. I didn't know he was in it. Haley Stenfield, I think that is. God, I can't see it. My eyes are terrible today. Must be me cold. And I've been told that this is a great movie, actually. So it's quite, I think it's a bit of a standalone-ish movie to the Transformers. So yeah, definitely check that out. And I've heard the picture quality on here is brilliant, even on the Blu-ray and the 4K. So if I get the 4K, this will go over the top of it if it hasn't got a slip, which I don't think it has a slip these days. So that's Bumblebee. Definite CEX pickup there. Some great movies here again. Next up is Brooklyn's Finest. Hmm, what a cast. Richard Gere, Don Cheadle, Ethan Hawke, and Wesley Snipes. Wow. It's funny when you get these movies out that you've never heard of before. This is the type of movie that Deborah loves. Every time I come downstairs, she has got one of these type of things on. She loves stuff like this. So that'll be a definite pickup. I'll show her that one. She'll be, ooh. Because usually she goes, but with this one, she'll say, oh, can you get that one for us? So there you go. I'll watch that one because I like stuff. I like movies like that, but TV series I'm not that keen on. Next up is Red 2. Now we have either got this without the slip, or Deborah has got the first one. I'm not too sure. We've got one of them. I think we've got the second one without the slip. We do like these movies. I think they're great. Deborah's a big fan of Bruce Willis. You know, real shame about Bruce Willis at the minute. And yeah, so this will be a definite. It'll go on the shelves there definitely if I've got it. But if I haven't, this will be a CS pickup to go with Red 1, I believe. Wow. So there you go, Red 2, CX pile, or possibly upgrade. Next up is a Monster Calls. That's a great cover. I'm sure I've seen this and I didn't know what it was. Was it a fantasy movie? It pretty much looks like it. Looks like the sort of a tree. It looked a bit like a horror movie, but I don't think it is. With his mother fighting a life-threatening illness and his strict grandmother imposing new rules on his life, 12-year-old Connor O'Malley is faced with a future beyond his control. Confused, angry, and alone, he immerses himself in a fantastical world of his own creation, where he meets an ancient and giant creature known as the Monster. Wow, sounds alright, doesn't it? Yep, that'll be a definite CX pickup, a Monster Calls. Next up is, John Carter. This was the one when it was a massive flop. Now, funny enough, these movies, I'm a big fan of massive flops. If you get one and you think, right, everyone hates it, I want to see what it's like because it might be quite enjoyable. Usually these movies are quite enjoyable, but I never heard anything about it's been a huge flop. It was going to be the start of a massive franchise, and it got absolutely nowhere. But yeah, I would imagine this would be quite cheap. And some of these movies, they are much better. They're just not like the Lone Ranger, much better than I thought it was, but it was massive flop. So, John Carter 3D. Next up and last up is Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne. Ah, Jason Bourne. That's the fourth one. I know the devs, I'm pretty sure the devs has got this one. It does ring a bell that she loves these movies. Well, we bought all of these movies. And I don't think I've seen this one, although she has got it, I'm pretty much sure. So I'm going to put that in the CX, in the pile here for upgrades, which is going there. The rest of them are CX piles. And obviously got this amazing slip here. Absolutely brilliant. So on checking, we don't actually have Jason Bourne, so that'll be a CEX pickup. Brilliant. Put it over there. Next up is we do have Red 2. Not a great deal, not a great box. I might have to swap that one out. but it'll look much better with the slip on. There you go. Brilliant. Nice on the shelf, that. Red 2. Yeah, it's a big shame about this. Was a good franchise, actually, these two movies, Red 1 and Red 2. Nice bit of embossing there. Big shame about Bruce Willis. So, Red 2, and lastly, now this is the slip I had for Black Swan. It's got a sticker that's coming off, and it's got a few knocks to it. Good film, this, if you haven't seen it. But this slip that's perfect condition. Very thick slip as well. There you go. Brilliant. Yeah, not many people talk about this movie, but it's a good kind of creepy horror movie. It does do some good stuff. Actually, I might watch this again. I haven't watched this for a long time. Yeah, one of Natalie Portman's better movies. So that's Black Swan. Right, I'll go downstairs, I'll check out those movies, and be back in a second. First up, The Shape of Water. This is Region A locked. I've got a Region A player. I've got a multi-region player, but I just leave it locked on Region A, and I have my Blu-ray as Region B player. Sorry, 4K. So I put this on, and I've got to say the quality is one of the best Blu-rays I've ever seen. The quality on here is absolutely stunning. I couldn't believe I was actually watching a Blu-ray, and this is on my Blu-ray player. It wasn't even on a 4K, so I didn't get any upgrade of that. But I think my telly does upgrade this movie to a certain extent. But my God, the picture on here was just absolutely sensational, and I can't wait to watch this movie now. It has intrigued us in the past, but after seeing the quality of this, I thought I have got to see this movie in this quality. Now, if I saw this on 4K, what I might do is I might upgrade this. I might get the 4K, just take the 4K out and put it into this set. But I'm going to do a bit of research just to see if the 4K is worth an upgrade, because the 4K on here well, the picture on here is that good that you think the 4K would probably add something to it to do with the colours mainly. But honestly, you've never seen anything like it. So if you're thinking about buying this movie on Blu-ray, you're in for a treat. And obviously the 4K, well, it probably is better, but is it much better? Because that's another thing. Sometimes the 4Ks are quite close, and this one's so good that you think, how can they make it any better? But really interested to watch this now. So that's The Shape of Water, and absolutely stunning. One of the best Blu-rays you'll ever see. Wow. And then I checked out X. I took the cover off here. I just wanted to sort of drink in this Steelbook. It's just unbelievable. I love that. I mean, you need nothing else. This is a German Steelbook, and you've got the J card at the back there. You've got the Blu-ray, and you've got the 4K. I think the extras on here are exactly the same as on the UK Blu-ray. I checked them out for a comparison. I was immediately aware that the soundtrack on here is in Dolby Atmos, and it's only in 5.1 in here. So you get a huge upgrade on your audio on the 4K. This, like I say, it's a really substandard version of this movie. It's such a good movie. It deserved a bit more than this. No slipcover, no nothing, no airs and graces. It's just kind of, well, it's something or nothing. I think. I just think that a movie like this should be treated with far more respect than it gets in the UK. For whatever reason, I do not know. So the picture quality on the 4K is a definite upgrade. The main star is the dark scenes in here, the darkness in here, the black levels are absolutely perfection. And this movie is quite dark in quite a few places. It's a bright movie as well when it gets into the bright scenes, but it does have this whole like sort of Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel about it. This film's supposed to be set in 1979, and I think it's deliberately made it look like that, made it look like it was actually from there. But yeah, look at that. Don't know if you can see them sort of light dots from the nails there. It's a nice little touch. They come out. Yeah, can you see them? Sort of come to life. Brilliant. That's excellent, that. Wow. So thanks once again to Dave and Jill for sending me this amazing 4K Steelbook. A definite upgrade from this. I'll see if my son wants this one. I don't know if he's into these movies. He should be because he loves his horror movies. And I would imagine if he is into this one and he gets into Pearl, we could probably go and see Maxine together at the cinema, maybe when that comes out. I think it's next year. But this movie is just such a great movie. If you haven't seen this movie, you need to check it out. And A24, for whatever reason, why don't you just get the 4Ks out and not like let them hanging around for years so we don't get the chance to get them or have to import them? Yeah. So yeah, the sound quality on here was unbelievable because it's got some great soundscapes on here and atmospheric soundscapes. And the read come across on here, and the picture quality itself has got that bit of a 70s look about it. But the colours again are the star on here, and also the black levels are the thing that make this stand out from the crowd. So that's X and the Shape of Water, and a huge thanks to Dave and Jill for sending me all these slipcovers and these amazing movies. So thanks for watching. You take care, especially you, Dave and Jill, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.